fishing, get a little nutty, and if you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date with all things Monster Bass. We got a really great show for you. I got a special guest. We're gonna spend some time with Max. We're gonna talk about the new multi-species box. We'll probably learn some Spanish, and I don't know. We'll get up to no good, I'm sure. So with that, let's bring in my co-host Max. See what he's up to. What's going on, brother?
What's up?
What are you doing, man?
I got all dripped out for this episode.
Oh, stand
Put on
up.
all my new swag.
Let's see what you got.
I got my Monster Bass, windbreaker.
Woo! Wait a minute. Hold on, Maxie. Wait a minute. Take that jacket off for a second. Let me see. No. Take the jacket off and stand back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, Max. You ever watch WWF?
Oh!
All right. Should I be concerned that are those little
Yes.
cows? Are those little cows on your pants, or are those little puppy dogs?
They are dinosaurs.
Oh, dinosaurs. That's cute. All right, so Max, you just had a birthday, and so I'm guessing that this jacket might have been a birthday gift, or?
Yep, got it from my grandma.
Nice. How is grandma?
She's good.
Yeah.
We have to wear a mask every time we see her because of COVID, but it's fine.
Better be safe than sorry. Coming from a guy that had COVID, let me tell you something. It's no joke.
Oh yeah.
So, how was your holiday?
Seen some people with COVID. It was really good. I ate a lot of turkey.
Yeah. Are you a turkey?
Really good turkey. I'm a turkey guy.
Yeah. See, I think turkey is one of those things that like we've been sold on. Like, why do we gotta eat turkey? It doesn't really taste that good anyway. Like, I had a few people over for Thanksgiving. My friend brought this beautiful looking turkey. Like, it was straight out of Betty Crocker cookbook. It looked amazing, but again, it's turkey, right? Ham is so much better. What do you guys think? I'd love to know what everybody out there thinks. Are you ham or are you turkey?
I feel like it's just a tradition to do turkey, though.
Tradition, whatever. You know what? Next year I'm having crab legs in New York strip. That.
You should have Maryland crabs. Maryland blue crab is like the best thing in the world.
Let's be clear. Maryland blue crab is like trying to get a full meal out of something the size of my pinky. I'd much rather be eating king crab legs and eat one leg and have a full night.
You eat king crab?
Bro.
That stuff tastes terrible compared to the crabs that we get out of the Chesapeake Bay. Just saying.
You're the worst. You're the worst. Oh my God. Listen, I just took a quick sneak peek over at the comments, and I gotta tell you, the one comment that I probably spoke too soon. Anybody that's talking about deep frying a turkey, I 100% I'm down with. I agree with you. Everything deep fried tastes better, but I'm still sticking to my ham. Anyway, so Maxie, we got a really great show today.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm looking at our guest.
Oh,
he looks really excited.
Yeah, I bet. So I'm excited about a couple things. So we got a great guest. We're gonna walk everybody through the multi-species box in a little bit, and I even have the.
I can't really help with that.
Well, you can't help with this one either. It's the new bass box.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten that one yet.
You know what this one's all about. This is all new products that were released at ICAST this year. So everybody's getting a special hookup for the month of December, as we always do. So I'm super excited to bring that to you guys. So yeah, what you doing? Is your pocket vibrating? What are you doing?
Oh no, I thought I had something in my pocket. My jacket, the zipper was like crunched up in a ball. Sorry.
Boy. We're already off to a rough start. So Max, before we get into our guest, it's a really good thing. Like, it's almost like you're clairvoyant. You know what that means?
What?
All right. So it's almost like you could predict the future. Like, it wasn't but a few months ago, probably the start of the football season, you had a Carson Wentz poster on your wall. And now,
oh yeah,
right? And now that guy might be out of the league next year. He's definitely going to be on somebody's bench.
I took that down.
Yeah. All right. Good.
I'm not proud of the Eagles this year.
Well, listen, they are what they are. So, all right. So, why don't we just jump right into things? What do you say, Maxie?
So let's do it.
All right. All right. Well, then, without further ado, we're going to bring in the bearded bad man himself. He's one of the biggest sticks on the planet. You know him all over YouTube. He's not just a pretty face like some other YouTubers that are out there. This guy actually knows how to fish. And so we got the privilege of having him on today. Let's welcome Alex Red to the show.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I feel like I'm underdressed for the show. I mean,
dude, I feel like you could grow such a good beard, though.
Yeah, I feel like my beard would be all gray, and I would not look. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the gray though. It's it's like wisdom. Gray and white shows wisdom.
True,
so.
True.
Yeah.
I guess since I'm not single, I could probably go out and wear and do that, and she wouldn't have a choice.
Exactly.
I either like it or leave it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I am with Bethany. I mean, it's either you like it or just Right. I mean, at this point though, with the broken leg, I probably need to keep her as happy as much as I can because mobility sucks. But yeah, I'm kind of that way too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for those people that are watching today that are like been living under a rock, you busted up your leg recently, huh?
I did. I was doing a little deep sea fishing, and we hit a rogue wave, and I went flying. And a rogue wave. Because let me tell you something. All day, let's lay out the entire story.
All right, great. All right. Let's do it.
So we get out there, and we're heading out, and the guy looks back at one point and goes, "I'll tell you this much. The weatherman was wrong. These aren't 4 to 5 foot waves. These are definitely bigger." I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know anything about deep sea fishing. I don't know what the ocean's supposed to be like, right? Yeah. I know we're in this big 40-foot boat. We're supposed to be okay. This boat's like the best boat in the world or something, this guy claims.
Yeah.
So as the day goes on, the wind keeps blowing and the waves just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And at one point, like these waves were so big, we're in this 42-foot boat that it's picking the butt end of this boat up, and we're like rolling over the backside of these waves. I mean, they're huge.
Crazy.
And so he takes off, and I'm holding on, standing up in the back, and a wave hits us from the side, and the front end of the boat just goes up, and I literally go airborne. And like I was totally out of control. Like there was nothing I could do, and it just slams me back down, and now I have a nice broke fibula, so it's great.
It's not even that you broke your leg on it or you broke your foot on it. Like when I watched the video, I was like, wait a minute, did he just get stuck with a treble hook and break his foot at the exact same time? Because you came down, like I watched you dump it, and I was like, wait a minute, I got to go backwards because I see you holding the finger, and I'm like, no freaking way. There's no way he got a twofer at one time, and sure enough.
I did, dude, and it sucked. And that's the whole reason I let go is because when we went up, like the boat goes up, everything starts floating, and I see these treble hooks coming towards my face, and I just block my face and let go of the boat. And that's why I went flying is because I let go, and treble hook goes through the finger. Oh. And what really sucked is I didn't realize it at the time, but it went through this finger and actually stuck into my middle finger. So my fingers were like this together. And out of just like adrenaline, I ripped the middle finger away from these two fingers, which pulled the hook the rest of the way through. And then we had to clip it and just pulled it through. So yeah, the hook was the least of my worries that day. I'll tell you that much.
Max,
but it was fun.
Max, you okay with this?
That sounds pretty crazy day.
Yeah,
let me ask
crazy.
You something.
Yeah.
How many miles out were you when all that happened, and how long was the ride back in?
We were 28 miles out, and it was a 2.5 hour ride back in.
Yeah. My uncle has a 21-foot center console, so I go out saltwater fishing during the summer a lot.
Yeah.
So I know how you feel.
Well, you know what, Max? That was probably the one and only video on saltwater we're ever going to see published on Alex Red Fishing.
Yeah. He's
definitely that far out. I'm planning on going back when the leg gets better and doing some red fishing inshore because that's more my speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole deep sea fishing thing, unless it's slick calm, I'm okay. I don't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
Stripers are running though. Stripers are starting to run. So
Yeah, no,
that
I would. They run down here in the freshwater, and so they do the same kind of fall thing. They just use the river water instead of the ocean currents. So I'm a little mad because I'm missing out on that. But hey, what can you do? I'm trying not to concentrate on fishing too much because it's hard for me to sit down. Like I'm not a good sitter, and so I'm like a squirrel on crack. Some days a little ADHD kicks in, and so I need to go fishing. But I just got to get it out of my head that it's going to be a few more weeks before I get in the boat. So.
Yeah, speaking of saltwater, like when you're that far out and the weather gets bad, like I was out tuna fishing, I was about 30 miles offshore, and the waves, like you said, the waves we're on probably a similar size boat, and the waves were so bad that we were making a decision like, do we go back in or do we pony up next to one of these shrimp boats and like let's just get on one of these boats because they had just had a hurricane, the weather was horrible. Ultimately, we made the decision to cruise back in, and like you, it was like a couple hour trip back in. It was the longest 2 hours of my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something goes down and you're out there, like
Yeah.
they're gonna find you floating. And,
Yeah.
and they were telling me stories about like how after storms, like they find people like literally in their life jackets that have been there for a few days, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's got to be the scariest thing ever.
Yeah. Well, what was crazy to me, I think more than anything, was because I'd been on like big charter boats, right? I'd never been in like an individually owned boat. And what was crazy to me was two things. Number one was obviously the weather, right? It changed so quickly. Like it was like hot and then cold, and then it would, then the wind would pick up, and then the waves, and I mean, it was just so there's no tracking it, right? And like we're looking at a storm and I can see the rain literally falling out of the storm and the lightning. And my dude's like, yeah, man, that's like 16 miles away. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? It's just not, I don't think like that because I live over here in the mountains. I'm a redneck. And so like,
No way.
when a storm blows up, it's on us, right?
No way.
But number two, man, let me tell you something.
Okay.
I've never fought a tuna, but I hooked a grouper for all of about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That was like hooking a Volkswagen and someone just punching it. Dude, there's no, like, I thought I was a man.
Yeah.
Are we
No,
talking
no.
about a Goliath grouper? Like one of the huge
No, just like, I forgot what, there's, it
Black.
was like he called it, I think, I don't know. He kept calling them reef groupers. Like
Okay.
what we were doing, we were finding shipwrecks and dropping on them for these groupers. And man, like, I'm 6'4", 230. I'm leaning my full weight back into this thing and not moving it. And he was like, yeah, man, it's probably like a 15 or 20 pounder. And I'm thinking, like, it's just insane to me. Like, it's addicting. Like, I can see, like, how people get so addicted to saltwater fishing because it is just such a, I mean, I could get into it for real. Like, that is a ton of fun. It's a different speed, though,
Totally. Listen, I've done a lot. I've done more deep sea fishing and more saltwater fishing than I have freshwater, just because I personally prefer it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I've caught a Goliath grouper, and that's like just trying to pull a boulder, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you catch like a tuna or something that's just engineered for speed and agility like that. Like, there's nothing like it, because I caught this one tuna and like I fought this thing for 45 minutes. And for 45 minutes, like, you're literally just bringing it in, 6 inches at a time and then letting 3 inches out, and 6 inches at a time and letting three. And it's like, it's crazy. But you know what I think you'd love is like fishing the flats, like go down to like Tampa and you fish the flats.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you're fishing in like, it's like fishing in an aquarium. You look down at the water, it's covered in like, vegetation and all the little colorful fish, and they're all like, this big. And you're like, how's my boat literally in 6 inches of water? And at some points the boat would we'd stop because, it'd just get a little too low, and you get out and you just push the boat. But
Mm-hmm.
it's literally the most beautiful, like, it's just so interesting to see, like, this is where the ocean starts, like little baby sharks, little baby whatever. And then it opens up to the bigger fish, but the flats are great. And redfish, oh.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm wanting to go back down. There's an open invite to go back down there and do the red fishing and the speckled trout and all that. And I definitely, the Keys is on my bucket list to go do tarpon and snook and like just that southern Florida fishing deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I would love to go to. I've never been to the Keys, but there's this guy, Captain Will Burbeck, out of Tampa. And that guy, that guy is amazing. And you want to catch tarpon, you want to catch reds, it doesn't matter. He'll take you. This guy's amazing. We should go. We should actually book a trip and we should all go and just create some great content.
Let's do it, dude. I'm down. I think it would be a blast.
Yeah, sorry, Max.
I'm in.
Yeah, I know you are, but it'd probably be past your bedtime.
Max, what grade you in, man?
8th.
8th grade. Dang. That's you big man on campus now, huh? So you doing virtual school or normal school?
Virtual.
Virtual, yeah. That's no fun. Is it all like on Zoom or are you doing like Google Classroom stuff?
Nope, Zoom. Everything's on Zoom.
Oh, well. Yeah. Hey, it's better than sitting in class, man, so. No, you like sitting in class better? Yeah. I dig it. I dig it.
Hey, Max, you know what Alex's day job is?
What?
I'll give you 3 guesses. Here it comes. Give it. What is it?
Teacher?
Nail on the head, buddy. I am a teacher.
Today's your day. Go buy a lottery ticket, brother.
That's right. Yep, I'm a 2nd grade teacher, though, not 8th grade. I'm not lucky enough to have the older kids.
Right on.
Oh.
All right. So you're not getting out fishing right now, and it's a lot of people think it's the end of the season, but the reality is there's some really good fishing this time of year. And if you were out fishing right now, what kind of fishing are we doing?
So right now, for me this time of year, I stopped focusing on the rivers as much because, all summer long I'm in the river. I'm a river fisherman. That's what I like to do. A lot of grass up there. You get to frog, flip, do that kind of stuff. Stuff I like to do. But I also love cranking. And so as it starts to cool down this time of year, what happens is a lot of these lakes, we call them inland, reservoirs or highland reservoirs, either one, you hear them called both. And what they do is they'll jerk the water out of these things. And so they'll drop the water in some of these lakes 25, 30 feet. And we call it the winter drawdown. And so as this happens, it concentrates a lot of those fish up shallow. And as the water gets colder, they'll get shallower following the bait fish and the crawdads and stuff like that. And so I start cranking like a small body crankbait, something like a 3XD or a Spro rock crawler. I start throwing a 1.5 size square bill a lot. Those are, that's kind of the main stuff that I do. It's what I really like to do. And then as we get deeper and deeper into winter, I'll start to slow down a little bit more and drag a jig and stuff like that. Start throwing a jerk bait, something I can move a little bit slower. But it's a lot of power fishing for me this time of year. It's what I like to do. And I like to fish these highland reservoirs, really rocky, not a ton of grass. And that's what I'm focusing on. A lot of people, like you say, they start calling it the end of the season. Like my buddy Ben, Mr. Ben Nowak, he lives up in Michigan. And I mean, his lakes freeze. And so the only thing he can do is go drill a hole in it and drop on them and ice fish. Where I'm lucky enough to have these highland reservoirs and a lot of these lakes that just get drawn down, and I can go do what I like to do, which is power fishing. So
now, why do they do that at the end of the season? Why do they draw down the water?
So the biggest reason for it is the TVA, which is the Tennessee Valley Authority. Mm-hmm. They are the ones that built all the dams that you think of when you think about like your big Tennessee River system lakes. Pickwick, Wilson, Gunnersville, Chickamauga. Norris is actually the first dam that they ever built, which is about 10 minutes from my house. And they built those dams for flood control, mainly. And so Tennessee and the Southeast gets a lot more rain in the winter than we do in the spring and the summer. And so they draw those lakes down to accommodate the influx of rain that we're going to get, and so that we don't have a lot of flooding. And so they'll draw those lakes down, 20, 30 feet, because if we have a big rainstorm that comes in here or consecutive rainstorms that come in here, it can fill those lakes up in 2 days. Because it's not just the direct rainfall falling down on top of it, it's all the tributaries too, because each lake has 6 or 7 rivers running into it. And so once all those rivers get to dumping, they'll dump into those lakes, and so it just helps with controlling the flooding. Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
Sounds like Texas needs to give a call to the folks in Tennessee and talk about how to control those floods, because it seems like every year Tennessee gets one good rainstorm and the whole state is flooded.
Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty, dude. I mean, the engineering behind the TVA and the fact that they were able to build that and do that in the 1930s is fascinating. I mean, like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
No, go ahead.
But it's cool too in the fact that that's another thing, it like brought us out of the Great Depression.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize that the TVA is the reason that one of the reasons we came out of the Great Depression, and it's also the reason that we had the atomic bomb. Because a lot of the atomic bomb was made in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, which was powered by Norris, Mountain Hill, and Watts Bar dams. And then it was sent out to where Arizona, I think is where it's at, or Nevada. And that's where they actually tested the bomb. But a lot of the parts and the engineering, Albert Einstein actually lived in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and all that was powered by the TVA.
Huh, that gives an entirely new meaning to the term Tennessee genius.
Hey, there you go.
I didn't,
We just, yeah,
you guys
pretty cool.
You surprise me day in and day out. I had no clue.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of cool history out here. That's kind of what I want to share too, like on the YouTube. I'm planning a series in my head where I like share all the history of Tennessee and the Tennessee River and like how much it actually affects people's lives and they don't even realize it.
I could see an episode on TV where we could be driving through Tennessee. We could do some fishing. You could be telling stories about the history, and then we might get hungry at the end and have to go somewhere and eat. And like I can see the pilot right now. My new CMO is right over here. Like I could probably convince him to spend some budget on the pilot.
I think we do it, man.
He actually has a guy that has his own show that likes to eat the same kind, that likes to make the same kind of food that we're talking about anyway.
There you go.
Maybe
I'm telling you. I mean, dude, this is only an idea like 5 years in the making. Let's just execute.
We've been talking about this for 5 years, but we should just do it.
We just got to execute on it, bro, at this point. You got to pull a Gary Vee. Just execute.
No. This is perfect. Because now I can just say, hey, we want to make this happen. Go do it. Now it's someone else's responsibility, not mine.
There you go. See, then,
Max, we keeping you awake?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Max is soaking it up over there. He's learning a lot, I hope.
Yes. Max, so do you
Zipping up the drip. That was super corny, but I said it.
No, listen, Max, I'm not as cool as you. I'm like old enough to be your father, maybe grandfather. So I'm not in touch with all the cool things that kids say. Like my son says stuff to me all the time, and I'm like, what in God's name is wrong with you?
That's honestly how I feel. Because, like, I know, like, the English language, and when I'm at school, kids talk with, like, words that I don't even know. Like, I still haven't figured this one out.
Okay,
it's SMH.
SMH. Shaking my head.
Oh, that's what it means?
Shaking my head, yeah. Shaking my head, Max. Come on, Max. Dude, I'm the old guy. I'm one of the old guys sitting here. Like, hold on a second. You're supposed to be the young hip dude, not me.
What else you got, Max?
I don't understand their slang.
Okay. I'm just glad that you know the English language. That's good. That means that school has done something for you.
And I know some Spanish.
Oh, a little bit of Spanish.
Thanks to Anna.
Thanks to Anna. So Alex hasn't been on the show before. Hey, Anna.
Who is Anna? Okay, I've missed. Oh,
Anna.
Is this your?
Right.
I know a little bit of Spanish. Yo quiero dos cervezas. That's all I know.
Hola, señorito.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hola, señorito.
Hola, señorita.
Max.
Hola, señorita.
Max is learning all the Spanish so he can hit a Taco Bell drive-thru on his first day with his license and like try to impress the ladies.
That's right, dude. Just take your first date to the Mexican restaurant and order in Spanish. She'll love you forever.
Oh yeah, Max.
Yeah, my mom can speak Spanish.
Really?
When we went to Punta Cana, she was the only one that could talk to the people. Yeah. Like, we had room service, and I really wanted the chocolate cake that I saw on the menu. So I called. 6-year-old me called the Spanish workers. I was like, I want a chocolate cake. And I was like, charge it to the room.
Yeah.
They were like, what?
Did they say it just like that?
Espanol. And I'm like, I want a chocolate cake. And I was just like, I did not understand a word they were saying. I was like, I just want a cake. And they were like, Espanol. Now I know that means Spanish. So, Espanol means Spanish. Inglese means English.
Okay.
So if they say no Inglese, that means that they speak Spanish.
No Julio Inglese?
I don't know.
No.
The only things I got there was like pina coladas and like French fries. The other food was trash.
Wait, did you get any Mexican food in Mexico?
No, we didn't go to Mexico.
You went to Punta Cana.
Mexico.
Do you know
Mexico?
Max?
No,
you know...
it's the Dominican Republic.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get that. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, here comes my dog.
There goes the dog. Mail!
Yeah, it's time for the mail call.
Is it really?
This is okay. So for those of you that are at home wondering what's going on, I have a little 9-pound dog. I know, super manly. And every day when the mailman comes, he loses his mind. And
I've seen it. I've witnessed it.
And he eats my mail every day. Now, he's going to go on, and you would think he hates the mailman. He will bark like, look at it. He'll bark like, you hear that? Yeah. And all he wants to do is play with the mailman. My mailman used to spray him like twice a week until finally I went to the guy. I'm like, look, dude, my little 9-pound dog isn't going to bite you. He just wants to play with you. Oh, it's all right. Anyway, so come here, buddy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let him outside.
I have a 70-pound pit bull, and my mom bought him a Christmas sweater.
Oh.
He looks such...
Dude, that dog needs an exorcism. That's rough. I mean, what is that sound? That sounds like he's being beat.
That sounds like the dog in Grown Ups.
Oh
Oh, my God. This is too much. Whatever. All right.
I'm going to go get my dog that's in a sweater. Hold up.
I feel like the wheels have come off this thing really quick, really early. Like I knew it would happen at some point with me on the live stream, but I knew the wheels would come off, and they've come off a little early.
Oh, Max. Wait.
Now what's going on?
Now somehow the stereo system in the house is going crazy, and my CMO is going to get us blackballed off of YouTube on day 4.
Then he's going to become an ordained preacher, right? Ordained minister.
There we go. All right. So Alex, we've known each other for a long time, man.
We have.
How did... just let the damn dog in. Come here. Hold on.
Get the dog, Rick. Control your animal, okay? I'm going to be a Karen right now, and you need to control your animal.
I've got my sweater dog.
All right.
There's your sweater dog. Max is back with his sweater dog.
All right.
My dog's right here in the cage, so I mean,
He
we're all
wants to
dogged
sleep.
out right now.
Get him.
I'll pick him up. Don't worry.
Ah, that's it.
Get up.
There it is.
You want to...
There's a lot going
Who's
on right
that?
now.
Who's that?
Oh, my God.
That's a lot.
Max's dog's looking at mine like it's lunch. I got to let him go. Max, can you arm curl your dog? Max has dropped the dog.
I still can't accept the fact that my dog's wearing a sweater.
Yeah, Max. I mean, when I think of sweaters, I kind of think of a dog like not like a super manly dog like yours.
No, you think of a basic white girl dog like mine. My Labradoodle.
Why don't you go get your dog?
Carry it around in a purse?
She's sitting right here, actually, in her crate, just hanging out. Turn. Say hi, Bexley. She's under there. I did an AFCO unboxing and laid all the clothes on top of her cage. So, yeah,
Nice.
Here we are. That's that. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, we've showed off the dogs. Now let's get into. We've known each other for a long time, Rick.
Yeah,
How long have we?
How did we actually meet? Going back to the day at Lucky Tackle Box.
So, if I remember it correctly, you sent me a message on YouTube when YouTube still had Messenger, and you said, man, I like your content. I want to give you a box. Give me a call.
Mm-hmm.
And so I give you a call, and was the beginning of it. You gave me a free Lucky Tackle Box back in the day when it was still, Lucky Tackle Box was the deal.
Yeah.
And it's just been a blossoming friendship ever since.
Look at that.
Blossoming, yeah. You like that word?
I like that.
Yeah. And now we've known each other for,
God.
man, a long time. Like
Like 7.
probably 7 years.
Yeah. I feel like
6,
7
7
years.
years.
That's a long time. So we're working on a secret project.
Mm-hmm.
And mean, I think we can talk about it. It's not like I have anything to show anybody. So,
Is it rods? Everybody's asking about rods.
is it rods?
Yes, everybody in the chat is like, Max, ask Rick about rods.
All right,
Rick,
ask me the
rods.
question. What's the question?
Are you gonna make rods?
I don't know. Should I make rods? I mean, here's the thing. It's hard enough to make good baits. I don't know anything about rods. And if you want me to go and there's 2 ways to go about this. I could go and white label like a Lose product and call it the Monster Bass series, or I would have to go and like learn how to make rods. And
it's not be Googans right now. Come on.
Yeah, that's my point. Like I don't know anything about how to make rods. I think the best approach would be to partner with someone like Lose and come out with a Monster Bass series. Because
I think I know who you could partner with.
Yeah, Lose.
Or sticks fishing, but
yeah, no, I would part. I have a very special relation. When I say special, like it's near and dear to me. David May, it's Strike King and Lose is really good to our company. And if you
you know the guy at Lose?
Sure, I might know the guy, but like when you look at all the boxes that
go with Lose.
Max, this is important. Pay attention. When you look at all the boxes that are out there and you see the unboxings from everybody else on the planet, you know the one thing you don't see in any of their boxes except for ours, Max?
Strike King?
That's right. God, you're 2 for 2, Max. This is like your lucky day. That's right. We have a special relationship with Strike King and Lose. And so if I were to partner with somebody to make a line of rods, I would want to do something with Lose because I would want to honor the relationship that I have with them. So.
And it's also a good company because there you go. There's you some awesome Strike King products right there.
Guys, I've gotten both of these out of my Monster Bass box.
Hey, Max, do me a favor. You see that lucky shad in your let's say your right hand? Yeah. Tie that on a spinning rod and go throw it. You'll catch some fish, especially this time of year. For anybody watching, it's a tip.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for that one. Yeah, that would be an awesome. I mean, if we were gonna make rods, right? Say we did. Obligation wise, I can't use anything but Lose. So Lose would be a good partnership, right?
Sure.
That's who we need to work with. So Lose and David May is the man.
He is.
Like,
he is.
I love David.
Alex, you don't have a skincare sponsor, do you?
I don't. Do we need skincare sponsors?
Well, no, but Max has one. He might be able to introduce you.
Skincare.
Yeah, he's sponsored by Jergens and
not.
And Gold Bond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had an accident here on the show a while back. Max, can you turn the camera over towards your bed?
It's gone.
Why? You're 13.
No, I put it away.
Oh, okay.
That way this couldn't happen again.
All right. Well, don't worry. We're gonna make
Rick, don't embarrass the poor kid.
No, we're not.
Really.
We're not embarrassed.
Are we doing that to him right now?
We're never embarrassing Max. Max is the dopest. All right, Max, put it down. All right, so we have a secret project going on, and
we do.
it's no secret you love your crankbaits.
Absolutely.
Love your crankbaits, and we recently came out with the Hammerhead, and you called me up one day and you were disappointed. You're like, it's not silent. And I'm like, Of course it's not silent. It's got some rattles in it. He goes, nope, it's got to be silent. And then, of course, I spent the next hour being schooled on why silent is better and why we need to make a silent series. And so it got me thinking, like, let's do this. And so then we called up our good friend Messer over at Messer Customs. I don't know if he's in the chat, but if he is, and you put together how many patterns that you love?
We got 4 patterns right now. We have several more in the books that we can get made at any time if we want to, but 4 really good, like, I would say 2 of them are what I would consider like mainstays, right? The ones that I'm always going to have in the boat with me.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 are some sneaky stuff that it's not made anymore, right? Some stuff that I have that is just old school colors or stuff that I've had custom painted.
Yeah.
And now we're bringing it to the people. And like, I'm going to let out some of my secrets and some of these secret colors that I love.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah. But I'm excited about it. 1.5 style square bill crankbait. silent. I'm going to put good hooks on it.
Yes.
It's going to weigh right. It's going to be everything that a person needs to go out and catch fish, right? And I can't wait to get into people's hands.
Yeah, it's actually going to weigh exact this. It's I think that a Strike King 1.5 silent weighs 7/16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what ours is going to weigh as well. And yeah, it's going to. They're going to paint them up starting next week once they get the pattern down right, because we want to make sure they're up to the standards that Messer has. And then we're going to make a limited edition series and then put them in the box. And yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do. I think it's going to.
I am too, man. I am too. Because what's going to be awesome is we're going to get them here, and it's going to hit square barrel cranking time like right in the face. You know what I mean?
When is that?
So for me, especially in the South, I start picking up the 1.5 again about the end of February, beginning of March. And really all throughout March, April, almost into the beginning of May, I'm cranking and I'm catching a lot of big pre-spawn and spawning bass up shallow with a 1.5. And so it's going to be, we're going to hit it just right.
Now tell me why a silent, for everyone watching, tell me why a silent versus one that's got rattles.
So the best way I've had it explained to me, because it's one of those deals, it's like years and years of experience, right? I've come to this conclusion that I've thrown rattling versions, I've thrown one knocker versions, and I've thrown silents. And 9 times out of 10, the silent bait catches more fish. And a lot of it just has to do with the simple fact that a square bill, the design of a square bill is made to put off a lot of water. It's made to have a big hydrosonic signature, push a lot of water by itself. So the need for a rattle really isn't there. But then the second reason is, even though it is putting off a lot of water, when you have a silent bait, it's more passive. It's not going to be as intimidating to a fish, right? Because you got to think about when a shad swims through the water, is a shad going tick, 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 or when a crawdad moves around on the bottom, a lot of times they're not making a lot of noise. And so having that silent version of that square bill, it's just more passive and less intrusive while still displacing a lot of water and doing the job of mimicking things that bass want to eat, right? And so that's the biggest reason. And then number 2, a lot of the times you don't need rattles because bass feed off sight a lot. And so if you've got a lot of wide wobbling action, something's going to displace a lot of water, get their attention, then they can see it. The rattle really doesn't help you at all. They're going to react to that silent bait anyway. And then the last fact is the simple fact that
fish don't rattle.
Fish don't rattle, things don't rattle, and square bills don't have to rattle to catch fish. I've caught a lot of fish on silent square bills.
Yeah, it's funny. The one thing that I always, when I got into this industry, the one thing that I always wondered about is, why do they make baits that rattle? Fish don't make sounds like that when they're swimming. I get it's to like, all right, we're gonna make some noise. We're gonna be like, hey, what's that? But yeah, I never did quite get that.
Yeah, it's an interesting theory, right? You start looking at the science behind fish, and that's something I like look at all the time. I have a fascination with it.
Okay.
A lot of people just go to fishing and they go, well, this color works, and okay, cool. Me, I'm like, well, why does that work? Why does that work? What in the heck in nature is this bass looking at all day long that it goes, yeah, I can eat that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I research that a lot. And a lot of it, when it comes to baits that rattle and the way they rattle, it has more to do with the fish's environment that it's living in more than it does the fish itself, right? And so if you got a fish that lives in really muddy water, you got to have something that's going to hit that lateral line, because a bass doesn't actually hear, right? A lot of people think that you put rattles in a bait because a bass can physically hear it like we hear things in our ears. But really what it is a bass has a line down its side called a lateral line. Right. And that lateral line is filled with little bitty pockets. And inside those pockets, there's little hair-like follicles that are very similar to what's in your inner ear. And so a bass doesn't actually hear, they feel vibration, which translates into what we consider, quote unquote, hearing, right? And so when you buzz a rattle trap, right, late winter, water's muddy, you buzz this rattle trap, and it makes that sound.
They feel it.
They feel it. And they can literally, even though their brains are super simple, they can pinpoint into where that's at, and then that's when their eyes come into play. And then you got to trick them or get them to react by flashing something in their face. And then they react to it and they try to kill it and eat it, and you catch a fish.
Thus the reaction strike.
Exactly. And two, the what plays into that, because you think about winter fishing, we use a lot more reaction style baits, whereas in the summer we slow down and we drag things more natural like plastics, because in the winter a bass's metabolism starts to slow down.
They get lethargic.
Exactly. So you have to make them react to something, because a bass's brain is about 90% dedicated to its vision. And the simple fact behind that is because they're self-preservation. A bass it's a simple creature. It wants to eat, it wants to swim, and it doesn't want to be killed, and it wants to make babies. And so when you get them to react to something in the winter, you're hitting that more visual sense harder, because number one, the bass can't see as well. Colder the water, the worse their eyes work. And then number two, you've got to just hit that instinct for them to kill, because visually they have a drive or a reaction, right? That when they react to it, they literally can't help but doing it. Like, they have proven that if you get a bass to react to it, their body and their brain physically cannot stop them from trying to kill whatever it is, because that predatory instinct takes over so much, and their brain is so simple that they will try to kill it, even if it means putting themselves in danger, because they got to consume protein to survive.
All right, folks, it's been a great show. We just learned everything we needed to know about bass, and I'll be honest, you can start paying your tuition straight up to Alex Rudd Fishing.
Bring it on down.
So for those of you that are watching this that think that like those guys on YouTube, your little influencer friends, are just your little influencer friends, this guy actually knows how to fish. He's not just out there like fishing with gummy bears. This guy will teach you how to fish. So if you haven't subscribed to Alex Rudd's channel, you better head over there, pound that subscribe button, so when the next video drops, you're getting the knowledge that you just got from me for free. So, I mean, what was the line? Tell me again, what's the line called that goes down the fish?
A lateral line.
Oh, that was it? There was no special line?
That's a lateral line.
Well, I mean, all right, fine.
Because they call it a lateral line because it runs laterally. I mean, scientists aren't great at naming things.
After all this scientific talk, you want to be as cool as me.
You got some questions?
Cool guy here.
Max, do we...
You got to go to the Monster Bass website. You got to subscribe. You got to get some Monster Bass merch. Get the nice windbreaker. It's perfect for those chilly mornings. Get a hat. Perfect to block the sun. Your mom won't yell at you for sunburn.
My mom
it's happened too many times.
I don't let my mom talk to me that way. I'm a grown-ass adult. Max, do we have any good questions here?
We do.
All right. What do you got?
Alex, since you're a scientific man, do bass see color?
They see certain colors, and they don't perceive colors like we perceive colors.
Somebody wants to know.
But Max, Max, hold on. We want to have him answer the question.
So, yes, bass do see color. Depending on what depth of water they're in, depends on what color they see and how they perceive it. So a bass's eye has both cones and rods, just like our eye does, which means that they can distinguish shapes and profiles, but they can also distinguish colors. So they've proven that a bass sees blues and certain shades of blues really well in darker environments, and they see colors lighter in the spectrum, like your greens and your reds in lighter, environments. But you got to realize that when you put a bait into the water, and you've probably noticed this, Max, and even Rick, probably you have too, as soon as you drop some baits in the water, they completely change color, right? And not completely. It's not like they go from green to blue, but like an iridescence will pop out or something like that. Well, the deeper and deeper that bait gets in the column, the more and more that iridescence or that flake or whatever it is changes. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, bass can see color. I believe depending on what time of year you're fishing, your color is going to really, really help you out. But, yeah, they do see color. It's pretty fascinating, some of the stuff I've read about the kind of colors that bass see and how they perceive those colors. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I'm learning a lot. Max, any other questions that you can think of?
Just sitting through another hour of school.
All right.
Dude, this is the kind of stuff you can use, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, 100%.
At least it's not like learning the X, Y axis of a triangle. like, at least I'm learning things that I know.
Yeah,
like,
no.
And that will help me in life.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's see. What can bass see in the dark?
See in the dark.
Yeah, so bass can see in the dark. It's what I was just saying. Like they got rods and cones. I believe it's your rods that are the ones that perceive, like different shapes and different profiles and things. And so as it gets darker outside, your bass start relying more on seeing a profile of something. That's why at night, you hear a lot of guys say throw black, throw blue, those darker colors. It's because the bass isn't really seeing the color of the object. It's more just seeing the profile. And if it looks like something that it's ate before and it's been rewarded with a meal, then it's going to try to eat it again. So yeah, they can see in the dark. It's a lot better in the dark than we can.
So we're speeding through the questions. Do the colors of the hook matter?
See, I've debated about that. I think when you like a reaction bite, no. I mean, if you really believe that a bass is going to be able to pinpoint a red hook on a crankbait coming by it that fast, I don't believe so. Maybe with things like topwaters, like a red treble hook's a good target for a fish to eat. But I think as you start to slow down, it might or might not. Me personally, I've never seen a drastic difference between having a red hook or a black nickel hook on a bait as far as catching more fish. I have seen, however, though, with like a topwater, when I'm working a topwater, I've seen fish that will eat that red treble hook or a feathered treble hook and eat it like a target more than anything.
Interesting.
Max, this must be a good one. What's the face for, buddy?
I got a question. I got a question from someone that wrote it in. Alex, what makes Monster Bass different from the other boxes that are out there, and why should they subscribe?
So Monster Bass is awesome, and I say this all the time. It's not a new idea to the market, the box, right? The subscription box isn't new, but the idea of the subscription box that we're using is new. And so what we're doing is we're working with pros, local guides, guys like me, people who have their ear to the ground to fishing to help pick baits for the region of the country that you live in, as well as the time of year that you're fishing. So that means that you're going to get the tools that you guys need to go out and catch fish when and where you're fishing. And that's awesome, because one of the biggest struggles for a new fisherman or a fisherman that's, slowly developing their skills wherever you happen to be on the journey of fishing is knowing what to fish and when to fish it, right? So we're giving you a box, and I'm helping to pick baits, and Ben's helping to pick baits, and all these people are helping to pick baits so that we can give you tools to broaden and deepen your tackle box so that you have what you need to go catch fish right now. And so if you got this month's box, it's full of tools to go catch fish right now. Unless you live up north, right? We're all ice fishing, but that's why we came up with an ice fishing box, so that we've got that. So there you go. That's why Monster Bass is better. Yeah.
All right. Also, guys, just saying, we're not following the originals. We're coming out with a bag.
We are coming out with a bag.
Fair enough, Max.
In the bag, a reusable bag.
A reusable
that you can hold
bag.
all your soft plastics in.
True that. Thank you.
So we're getting more usage. Okay, now for that question I was really confused on, Alex. So this person says, if you have a bathtub-shaped lake, where the center is not any deeper than 6 to 10 foot from the shore, where the bass like to congregate in the winter.
So, okay.
Yeah, that was like a tongue twister.
No, I get the question. So it's probably like an inland lake. I would assume this guy lives up north somewhere, right? I'm going to assume this. He lives up north somewhere. It's some inland lake. It's like a glacier lake, right? A lot of the times those lakes are going to have nothing on the bottom, or they're going to have a ton of grass in them. Either way, this tip's going to apply. You got to find something different. You got to find a piece of wood, a rock pile, a different kind of grass for the grass, or a grass bed in the sand, whatever it happens to be. Just find a little something different, and those fish will congregate around that. And usually during the winter, the colder it gets, the more those bass will condense. And so if you find one, make multiple casts at that spot, because you got a good chance of catching a lot out of one spot.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Max, you got any parting shots for Alex? We've taken up a lot of this man's time. He's dropped a lot of knowledge on us, and, I want to be respectful of the fact that he gave us an hour of his time. So,
yeah.
You got a personal question for him?
Not really.
Really?
Other than The more I look at this sticker while I look at him, I realize how detailed the sticker is. I just had to
Nate Carnes did a really good job on that sticker. He's the man.
No questions, Max. I'm putting
no personal questions. No like hot takes.
I've got a guy in front of you that's been dropping knowledge for the last hour on how to catch fish. There's not one thing you want to know about fishing, you yourself.
No.
Come on. Only a spicy one. Give me a spicy one.
Yes.
Great.
Okay.
Here it is.
Yes.
Last question of the day, Alex.
Yeah, I love it.
How do you, like, I know you said we talked a while about the rattles in baits. Mm-hmm. So do you use, like, lipless, like, no rattle lipless crankbaits? Or do you use rattles on, like, only certain baits?
So, like, do I use silent variations of certain hard baits?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. It just depends on. Okay, my whole house is coming down.
It's going down.
The wife's home. She brought a smoothie.
Oh, hey, what'd you get? What'd you get for me?
What'd you get for Rick? You didn't get nothing for Max and Rick.
You want to come on? You want to come on camera, Bethany?
I feel really.
Bethany, come on camera.
Disrespectful.
Come here, show them your new hair.
Come on.
She's got her hair done.
Oh, I want to see your hairdo.
Come here.
I feel
Rick.
really disrespectful.
Come here,
All right, Max, we got to get rid of you for just a second. Go ahead.
Get in here.
All right. Oh, come on. There she is.
There she is. There's Mrs. Rudd.
Whoa, she looks good.
She does. I like it.
And for those of you at home, you know, they had a little problem with the power, so it was like 45 degrees. So, I mean,
yeah. It's been a fun couple days.
Tell the truth. Now, I know you had to keep her warm. Were the dogs in the bed too?
Just one. Just Bobby. So Bexley she's not a bed sleeper. All right. She doesn't like to be touched, and she moans and groans and kicks and moves. And like, dude, when she sleeps, like, you'd think she was dying.
Wait a minute.
You'll be laying.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the dog?
Yes. Bexley, yeah.
I was confused for a second. What's the dog's name?
Bexley. I didn't name her. Bexley. She's a rescue, so Bexley. I don't know. It's a weird name. It's like some white girl crap. Whoever had it before us drove a Land Rover and drank Starbucks every day. Okay, it's so stupid.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
The dog I named is named Bobby because I walked in my house one day and I screamed, "Hey, Bobby!" And he looked at me and that was his name. Yeah, Bobby, come here.
Love it.
But anyway, so to answer your question, Max, yeah, I do fish silent baits. The 1.5 is a great example, right? And it's all about just kind of figuring out what your fish want. Obviously, if something's silent, it's more finesse, and in a lot of cases, you're going to be able to catch bass that are more pressured. So if you're fishing a bunch of pressured ponds, a bunch of pressured lakes where there's a lot of people fishing in front of you, pick up a silent variation of whatever you've been catching them on, and you might put more fish into the boat.
I do not think I have one lipless bait. I mean, not lipless, unrattling bait.
Oh.
Need to get, when the new 1.5 square bill comes out that we're making, I'll get you a bunch.
It's coming. All right, man, listen, Alex, I really want to thank you for taking the time to hang out with us today. I know it was, we were just chatting this morning. I'm like, hey, you want to go live? And so I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day to be with us today. I hope your leg mends. Hope everything's good, and that walking boot allows you to at least get off the couch and, go fetch your own milkshakes. But if I were you, I would milk that thing for another 2-3 weeks and have your wife do everything for you. Hopefully she can hear this.
Doctor said non-weight bearing for at least 6 more weeks. Yes. So unfortunately, for at least 6 more weeks, I'm not going to be able to walk.
Oh, God. She's hating you right now so much. It's so good.
Yeah, she's standing here at the door with Bobby just giving me the look. Bobby! What are you doing, buddy?
Bobby! Oh, good stuff.
Come here, Bobby. Let's tell the good people goodbye. Oh God, don't let him drop.
I want to see a Bobby. I want to see what
this
Bobby.
There he is. Look at that, man.
It's a Rick dog.
Hey, look at him. That's my dude right there. All right.
It's a little dog.
All right.
Rick,
listen.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Max, I love talking
to you,
man.
Alex.
All right, man.
Having you on the show.
All right. Thanks a lot, Alex. That was Alex Rudd. That was such a good show. Max, that was so good. That dude was dropping some serious knowledge.
I know. That was like an extra hour of school. That was amazing. That was like good school, though.
Yeah, right? Not trigonometry good. We're talking like bass fishing good.
Yeah.
Them's the
I
skills.
might have to tie on some new lures after this live.
Which ones? Ones with rattles or ones without?
Ones without rattles.
All right.
Is what
Max,
I'm hearing.
so hold on. I just want to lean over here and ask Jared. So did we say goodbye to Alex? So he's good to go?
He's good to go.
All right. So Max, we're going to stay on a little bit. I'm going to take you guys through this new multi-species box. So before I do, we had a bunch of questions. I'm going to fire them off, rapid fire answers to some of the questions that I saw. All right, Max. Don't eat the screen. Hold on. Sit back. All right. The Slick Stick 110 jerk bait is the suspending jerk bait. Are we gonna go through the multi-species box? Yeah, I got it right here. We're gonna talk about it. When is the bag gonna take over for the box? I originally wanted it to come out in January 1. However, there's gonna be a little bit of a delay, so it's gonna be a February 1 thing. It's okay. It's all good. The ice fishing box, I'm going to unbox that next week. Will there be a salmon box? No. I don't know that that's a box that I know enough about and would be willing to put something out the door, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to put something out the door that I can put my name behind and make sure that I get it, or that I know what I'm doing. We have a region for DC, so if you go to the website, it should be there now. And if you don't see it, email me at rick@monsterbass.com. I'll totally hook you up, because I know that DC was missing for a little bit, but we took care of that. What else we got here? Let's see. Is the monster? Yeah, no answer to that question. How much is the box? We have boxes from $25 to $35. Dylan. There's my little boy Dylan. Okay, so for 23KC, you made a comment about, I've gotten a box every month for a year. My only issue is getting duplicate baits and too many deep diving crankbaits that I'll never use. Other than that, I love the boxes. I'm really curious about that comment. Now, the only reason why I say that is because I've put one deep diver in the box.
Wait,
hold on, Max. I'm talking. Why are you interrupting me? I don't understand. Max.
I thought you were done talking.
How could you think I was done talking? I'm in the middle of a sentence.
Sure, fair enough.
Clearly, this was not the most powerful 1 hour of extra school that there was. The simple term, so I have twin 7-year-old girls, guys. And the one thing that I teach them that I'm really, really proud of is the word excuse me. Because they walk up like tiny little terrorists. And they're like, Rick, 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 Rick. And I could be in the middle of a sentence or on the phone with the president of Strike King, and they don't care. They're like, Rick, Rick, Rick. So, Max, if I'm in the middle of a sentence, if you see my mouth moving.
Excuse me.
That's right. You're like 3 for 3 today.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm not.
I would like to say that I've gotten a subscription for 6 months. I've only gotten one deep diver, so.
Okay, so let me get back to 23KC. So I would love to talk with you, because I'd like to better understand what boxes you're getting, because my concern is maybe what you've done is, if you sign up and you get the box every single month, I promise you, you're never getting a duplicate. But if you sign up and cancel, sign up again and cancel, sign up again and cancel, I'm building a new profile every single time. And that's the only way you're going to get a duplicate. But if you have a continuous membership for say 6 or 12 months, you're never going to get a duplicate from Monster Bass, because I won't send that to you. So I want to better understand. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying I just want to understand and let me check out your profile and see if I can maybe find a way to see what's going on. All right, with that, let's get into the Monster Bass box, or the multi-species box. So you guys have been talking to me for a long time and saying, Rick, I love to fish for bass, but I also love to fish for panfish. And why don't you have a multi-species box? So you asked for it, so now you got it. It's the orange box. I'm going to bust this thing out, break it down for you right now, and show you what would be in your box if you signed up today. It's I think you guys are going to like this. Look at the size of that sticker. This is a 5.5-inch sticker. It's our biggest one yet. Yeah, Max. I don't know where you're going to put it. It's big enough to cover your face.
I know where people could put it.
Oh, Max. Where?
Excuse me.
Where?
I know where people could put it.
Yes, Max.
On their boat, on their truck, on their kayak. Anywhere with a 5-inch rectangle.
All right, great. Now I'm going to bust out the box. All right, so in this box, we got some really interesting things. There's a combination of bass and crappie. We got a, what is this? We're going to start off with a Strike King Model 4. Obviously, Strike King is great. I happen to find in the corner of the warehouse a few of the XB1s. This is a square bill painted with a custom pattern. It was from last month's Bass Box. We had a couple of them left over. So the first 100 boxes, you'll get those. This is a teeny weeny a crawfish crankbait. This is from Rebel. It's a great. I love the profile of this because it's so small that when you're cranking this thing, it's like the tastiest little meal for everything from bass to panfish. Let's see. These are dope. These are the Slabalicious. Yeah, those are from Mr. Crappie and Strike King. Again, brand names all day long. What else we got? We got some Uber Shads from Excite Baits. These are great, and they're a brand new product release for 2020. Let's see. Anybody that fishes for panfish and crappie knows the name Bobby Garland. These are the Moglos. These are baby shad swimmers. These are 2.5 inch or 2 1/4 straight tail little swimmers, and they glow in the dark. So these are dope for this time of year, as because it gets dark earlier, right? And so those are gonna be awesome. All right, Max, this is one of my favorite things. So I love underspins. Anything that you can tie on something like a paddle tail or something that you can give a little bit of underspin and some extra flash to. But these are specific for crappies. So these are tiny.
Oh, wow.
Ugh, guys, I'm sorry. Hold on. Hey, babe.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
I'm in the middle of my podcast. I'm live right now.
Oh, okay, awesome. Well, okay. Have a great podcast. We'll talk to you later.
Love you, Iris.
Love you too.
All right. Max,
Bye-bye.
Max, you got any questions for Iris?
Iris? Bye, Iris.
Hi.
Yeah.
That's not a question.
All right.
He's like, who's that?
Yeah, that's Max. But we'll talk about him later. All right, bye.
Max, I hear all about you all the time.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure you hear like I'm terrible and stuff.
Max,
so.
we never say anything negative about you, Max.
I hear only good stuff. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Max.
Okay.
You got to have
So.
you need to listen. You're on the show for a reason, and if we
Positive attitude.
that's right. Glad. All right.
Sunshine.
Bye. All right.
Sunshine.
So yeah, we got an underspin, and it's a solid little jig head with an underspin flash. It's dope. Ooh, the Mini King spinnerbait. Again, we are packing this bait full of Strike Kings all day long. And then,
That is a really nice
last but not least, is this is a brand new product launch for 2021. This is from Rabbit Baits. This is the Foxtail. Now this is a great Ned rig setup, and it's got fox hair at the top. So imagine this thing like sitting there on the top, hooked up on a Ned rig. Oh baby! So there you have it. We hooked this box up with about 10 different items. And again, sticker that you can put on Max's head. Now, if you really, really want, I'm happy to drop some. Last but not least, this month's iCast box. Should we bust it out, Max?
I really think we should. I'm upset that mine's not here yet, to be honest.
I'm upset too, Max.
Yeah.
Should we take a moment?
Yeah. All right, let's bust this thing open.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so as you guys know, I like to mix things up in the winter months because not everybody that lives in the north likes to go ice fishing. I grew up in Syracuse, New York, and I've never gone ice fishing. The first time I'm going to go ice fishing is going to be in January. I'm going to bring my new CMO. We're going to head up to Minnesota, and we're going to go fishing with Sobe. And I don't know. We're going to crush it. I'm sure it's going to be a great time and whatnot. But so in the winter months, I like to mix things up. I like to do takeovers in January, Maxie. That I'm doing a Strike King BioBait takeover. So Strike King's going to handle all the hard baits. BioBait's going to handle, nope, I don't need to see it, Max. This is my time. BioBait's going to handle all the soft plastics. December is typically my iCast box. And what that means is I'm going to give you guys a box that's loaded full of product that's new to the market, meaning, you know, iCast is the big B2B show that takes place in Orlando in July. We didn't get to have it this year, but they launched a ton of new products. And so every bait in this box is something that got released at iCast that's new for retailers in 2021. And we're hooking it up for you. So it may not be seasonally appropriate for you right now, depending on where you live and fish, but it's something that's brand new, and we want to make sure we hooked it up. So, sticker, because. Okay, so I'm going to bust this one out. So this is new from, you can't see it. We got to open this thing up. So from Vicious Fishing, and this is an exclusive. This is available in retailers across the country, beginning in.
Wow.
Look at that.
Man, that thing is beautiful.
Yeah, this is a 100 millimeter suspending jerk bait. I mean, the colors are ridiculous. This thing's got mustad hooks, and you're only going to see this in a Monster Bass box. You will not see it in anyone else's box in 2020. Let's see, from Excite Baits. Now, I know you guys have seen this before. You know, a Senko's nothing new, but Excite Baits came out with a brand new Senko, and this is a high floating Senko. So this has got a fair bit of salt impregnated into it, and it's new to the market for them. They haven't come out with a product like this, but this is something I think you guys are going to love. Here's another soft plastic. This is from, I kind of wish we had waited because I've got some surprises for the April box. And but this is from Big Bite Baits, and this is the BFE. And it's green pumpkin, and I'll show it to you. So, I don't know if you guys can see this.
Man.
Hold on. There you go. So, BFE, Maxi, stands for Best Flipping Ever. So, they came out with what they believe to be the best flipping bait ever. And this was just launched at iCast. Super excited for you guys. Of course, if I'm going to put this in the multi-species box, I got to give it to you guys in the bash box. These things are sick when they're rigged up on a Ned rig. And so we've included a 3-pack of Ned heads this month so that you can hook these things up and use those all day long. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, a frog in December. I get it, but this is the new Saber Toad from Catch Outdoors. Catch Outdoors, Kelly Barefoot from North Carolina, makes some great baits, and he came out with a frog, and these might be the most supple frogs I've ever seen. Like, I can't really explain it, but like, these things collapse like nobody's business. They don't get logged with water, and these, again, this is the first time they're going to be in a box. They made it as an exclusive available to us first. You'll see these in everyone else's boxes in 2021, but you won't. But no one else's boxes in 2020. We got the exclusive on it, and we're bringing that to you guys. There's another one. This is from Bassick. I'm really excited about that one. First of all, the paint. Yeah, look at the lip on it. You see that lip? So it's got this L-shaped lip. It doesn't go that deep, but this has Japanese. I think this has katana hooks. Anyways, it has Japanese hooks. It's got ridiculous paint schemes. Like, this is an exciting one that I think you guys are gonna love. And then last but not least, from Lunker Hunt, we got 2 different options depending on the area of the country where you live. Now, in the South, you're not going to get this box, or you're not going to get this bait, because I just don't think it was appropriate. This is a medium diving jerk bait, and there's just too many places in the South where I don't think this is a good fit. So you guys will get a square bill from Lunker Hunt from their new Impact Series. But again, no one else will have these in 2020. In 2020, you might see them in 2021, but no one else is getting you these in 2021. So every bait in this box is a bait that nobody else will have in 2020. These are exclusives to Monster Bass and brand new for again, brand new iCast releases. And we're hooking you guys up as always because, again, my job here at Monster Bass is to make sure I put together the best boxes and make sure you guys like it. So, again, for the time of year, because y'all can't fish, I wanted to bring you guys something special, and that's why I bring you guys the iCast box every year in December. And so with that, I hope you guys like it. Ice fishing boxing, there's a really great overview on Sam Sobey's channel. So if you haven't checked out Sobey's channel, check it out. There's a discount code. I don't know, Maxie, it's been a great show.
Yeah, remember, guys,
What?
if you want to be as cool as me, subscribe right now, like this video, and get yourselves some Monster Bass merch.
Sure.
And rep the family.
Actually, I'll be honest. I don't care if anyone buys any of the merchandise. If they like the merchandise and they want to buy it, great. But at the end of the day, I just hope they were entertained. I hope they learned a little bit from Alex Rudd because that's why we have guests on like him. And next week, Maxie, I got a super special guest. I got a guy that I don't even know. I got a guy that made a comment about one of our videos and questioned some of the logic. And so I reached out to him. I said, hey, I totally get it. Let's talk about it, and I would love to have you on my show. So next week we're gonna meet someone in person for the first time, and I think it's gonna make for an interesting show.
Alrighty, I mean, sounds interesting to me.
I'm also thinking that next week should be our Christmas spectacular or our holiday.
Yeah,
because
do we want to talk about that after?
Yeah, we'll talk about that after. But Jared, Jared's our producer. This guy right here, and Jared does all the work behind the scenes that you guys don't see. He's going away with, I think, his girlfriend or something. So he said, I can't go on the show. And
oh, no.
Next week's going to be the last episode for a couple weeks. But, thanks a lot.
Guess that sums it.
Thanks a lot for all that you do. Appreciate your time. And Maxie, I think that's a wrap. What do you say, bro?
Yeah, I think that ends it. Pretty much ends it.
Hold on. The rain jacket is sold out in camo and black camo and most sizes restocking soon. Yes. I just ordered some more, but I'll make sure I order the black camo ones because I don't think I did.
I really think we're going to let you down, guys.
Yeah. That's all I got. So, Max. Probably your bedtime, so you better get going. You got school tomorrow. Peace out, yo. As always, thank your mom for letting you stay up late today. Don't forget to say your prayers, eat your vitamins, little Hulkamaniacs, and we'll see you later. All right, bro?
All right.
All right. Later, Max.
See ya.
All right, guys. Well, there you go. We had a really good show today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you like what you saw, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I'll let you know every time we got something good to share with you. And until next week, stay safe there out in the water. Later.